is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. Today we're going to be talking about Coffee Crisis on either the PC or the Sega Genesis. So if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. Okay, so recently I was hit up by Mega Cat Studios to review this game, and wow, what a pleasure it is, because this was a very fun game. The music, the aesthetics, the gameplay, all of it wrapped up was really fun. But with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and hop into it. Now, we are talking about Coffee Crisis on the PC or the Sega Genesis. So, all of this footage was from the PC version, which is the Steam version, which is also the exact same version, from what I understand, as the Sega Genesis version, which they did release a Sega Genesis cartridge and physical copy. It's all cool. Go check it out. I will put their links below to their studios and let you guys see what you can get from them. So overall, this game is very fun. So when I started playing it, I was like, okay, this is just gonna be your side scroller beat 'em up. It's gonna probably be the same. But no, it's actually different because you have about 4 different moves you can do, which is pretty cool. You also have some weird visual effects that change in and out during the game, and also some very good audio effects that change depending on where you're at, or what boss you're fighting, or what group of people you're fighting, and that's really cool. Now the first stage, right away you notice that you are either battling aliens or old people with canes and walkers, and who doesn't like walking around beating up aliens and what looks like demented old people, because they're swinging at you with their canes and hitting you with their walkers, and it's just fun. It turns out that this is a very interesting, weird gameplay decision, but overall I think it was very cool and it looks good. Now it is 16-bit-ish, which, as you know, is probably okay graphics wise, but this one I would say probably pushes the Sega Genesis a little bit. But on the Steam version, it is a good looking video game. Okay, so the soundtrack. This soundtrack is really cool because it's metal, and then sometimes they throw in this weird ominous music, and sometimes they'll play country music, and it's just weird. But overall, the main theme is metal, and it's playing, and you're kind of getting pumped up while you're playing. So I feel like the soundtrack for this game very much works well with the way the game is played and how it looks, because it kind of pumps you up and keeps you interested and keeps you wanting to move forward. Now the gameplay I found was either very boring or very hectic, and I think they could have kind of figured out a way to make it a little bit less boring and a little bit less hectic, and kind of picked a nice medium. But that's okay, because I feel like you're starting out, they kind of want you to get used to beating a few people, and then all of a sudden they bum rush you with all these people. If you've played Dark Souls, this is kind of how the first level goes. You one-hit players, but then once you get to the boss, you just get destroyed because the boss is so strong. That's kind of how this game works out. You've got these little aliens, little old people coming at you, and they're not much of a challenge, but once you get to a certain point, about 10 or 15 characters all come onto the screen, which is really cool, because a lot of beat 'em ups you usually get 4 or 5, and this one really seems to push it with anywhere between 5 to 10 to 15 people, maybe 20 at some points, because there's just so much going on. You will get in between all these groups of massive people and aliens and weird robot things, and that you'll be swinging away at them, and they'll just be grouping onto you, and you kind of can get lost, but there's moves that kind of spin you out of it, and you knock all of them down, and it's really awesome. Now this is Coffee Crisis, so you cannot forget about the coffee aspect. Now it looks like you're swinging a bag of coffee beans around like the whole time, which I think is cool if you're playing with a male character. It looks like a coffee press type thing with the female character, and it's just very wacky. I think that's kind of cool. You pick up either coffee pots or coffee beans or bags of coffee throughout each level, and when you destroy certain enemies, they leave certain items and they kind of power you up, and that's really cool. And I like there's this one, I think they call it like the death mix or something like that, that kind of, once you get it, the music completely, it just turns into a metal breakdown, but at the same point you're like slow, and it kind of looks like you're moshing into these people, which I thought was really fun because they kind of brought the metal aspect into it yet again, but then they also brought in the coffee and kind of mixed it. And I think this is a good game for gamers because you probably either play video games a lot and you're staying up late and you're drinking that coffee or an energy drink or something like that, or majority of you probably listen to heavy metal or some genre that's kind of heavier, and I think this works great for gamers because it pulls both of those together and kind of melds them together, and it works really great. The graphics are cool, the gameplay is pretty fun, it gets really hectic at the end and at certain points of the game. The levels do differentiate, and that's cool because you're not walking down the same street, or you're not walking down the same exact alleyway, or in the same building, or all that. It changes up, and that's pretty cool. You kind of got these mid-level bosses at points where you'll be put in a baseball field. It looks like a baseball field at least. And you'll be battling these 2 or 3 guys, and you get out of that and you continue. There's kind of like mini games between levels too, where you have to chug as much caffeine and coffee as you can, and whoever drinks the most gets the win. And if you get like 800 points, you get a 1-up, and it's kind of cool. I like the concept. This game is pretty fun overall. Now I'll put the link below to let you guys know what it's about, and so you guys can go check it out yourself. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like this. If you like weird, wacky games, I think this is definitely a good one for you guys because I definitely enjoyed it. I think you should too. Don't forget about the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Patreon, and the Big Cartel. All those links are down in the description below. And let me know if you're using those. If you see something on there, comment, let me know, interact with me. I'll be fast to communicate back with you guys and either comment or message, whatever it is. Go ahead and check those out and let me know what you think. Also, with that being said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. But most of all, have a good day.